Hey, welcome to the what?
What it do? What the business is?
No. Okay. I mean, it sounded good in my head when the intro came on. I was gonna do a little bit of like,
get over here.
I was gonna hit a couple of that, but apparently it wasn't the way to go.
First of all, you need to discuss these things in free.
It was right there. I was like, I'm gonna be like, we back,
The fuck?
we back. But then I was like,
What it do? It just
and I was gonna hit y'all with that. My bad. Look, welcome to another episode of Trash Talk with Bobby and Shine. That's your host, Bobby. I'm Shine. We got a little bit to talk about today because we did a lot of living this weekend. We did a lot of living, ladies and gentlemen. UFC 273. Question for everybody: did it live up to the hype? There was a hype train on the card, and then they hyped the card up. You got the Sterling controversy, Korean Zombie coming back.
Controversy?
What you mean with the knee?
Korean
He's
Zombie
like,
getting his ass whooped.
I don't deserve this belt. And then 10 seconds later, cheers, bitches. We got their money. Look, we're gonna talk about that coming up in one of the rounds. Are you ready today, man?
Man, put 5 rounds on the side.
5 rounds
put 5
on the
minutes
side.
on the clock. Let's get into the first part of the show, man. Kazmat burns, dog. He burns. And he took Burns all the way to a decision. Kazmat came out and he performed, man. It was exciting, dog. It's so exciting to see a fight that lives up to the hype. And he man, hey, give your idea, your point of view of this fight, man. How do you think it went?
Man, this fight was boring.
How do you feel? Man, you a lie.
Said no one ever. Listen, this is my take on this fight, and I said it. I was talking to somebody on Facebook about the fight. Listen to me when I tell you this. Rarely do we get this hype train where they're like, "Hey, look, this is the guy. Everybody get behind him," and then they are overcoming adversity the way Chimaev has done. Like, who else has done that? So we've had a lot of people that get really hyped up. And to name a few, you've got like your Northcutt, you got your Van Zandt, you've got all these guys we get a lot behind. You know, main event, the first show on Fox, kind of hype.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
And then they go out, and once they get past that stage to where it's like, okay, well, we're going to give them a little bit more competition, it never really works out the way we wanted to work out. My man went up here. Gilbert Burns, shout out to Gilbert Burns for, who is he, number 2? Number 2 ranked, taking on
number 2 ranked
Chimaev.
in the division.
He's like, I ain't scared. He goes out there, and I mean, he is throwing nothing but haymakers down the honey hole. And I was like, this may not be too good for your boy. What was it? Was it the second round? He got right there at the end of the round. He was like, beep. I was like, oh, no. Yeah, man.
He went down a couple times in the first 3 rounds that I didn't think he was going to get back up from. Seriously. Kazmat put some paws to his face, man. And
coach is yelling at him in the corner.
Yeah,
he's smiling.
You said it best before we even got on the show, man. You said, what's Gilbert Burns' kryptonite?
The jab. I said, man, boy.
Jab took him down twice, dog. Jab took him down twice.
He hit that man with this jab. He couldn't have thrown that jab any more educated than when he threw it.
Yeah.
Straight, came off, landed heavy. Only person that hit that man harder with a jab was Kamaru Usman. And we'll get to that too. 2 minutes left. We won't get a lot into the fight. People asked, was it fight of the year? I don't necessarily think so. Was it a classic?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
You said before the show the fight of the year ain't happened yet.
No, it ain't. There's a lot of fights out there there's a lot of fights that's going to happen this year because we're going to get into UFC 274. I think there might be a fight of the year on that card right there.
Fire.
I'm just saying. I think there might be a fight of the year on that card right there. It might be 2 fight of the years on that card. We're going to get into it a little later, though. 2 fight of the years on that card.
So taking nothing away from Kazmat Chimaev and the performance that he had. Now, a lot of people thought that Gilbert Burns won that fight. I wasn't mad if it went either way. Not mad if it went either way.
I thought Burns won that.
We had the smart money on Gilbert Burns because last show, what did we say? 4-1 underdog? Nah, that fight a whole lot closer than that.
Money.
Guess
taking
what?
That money.
Whole lot of closer than that. My boy with DB, I wanted to fight like, well, we better get paid. Listen, does Khamzat Chimaev beat Kamaru Usman?
Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the fight is a lot closer than I thought it was before this fight even happened. Khamzat coming in, fighting these opponents and actually taking them to, and the opponents that he's fighting didn't even land a punch, didn't even take him to the ground, didn't do any damage at all, to the point where Khamzat can actually fight another fight in the next like 15 days or so. They didn't give him any challenge. And so the one thing you wanted to see Khamzat get taken to the depths of the water and see how he comes out. And I feel like he's a gamer. He's a gamer. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna bang with the best. He's gonna try to take you down. But I don't know. He might have said it best though. Usman is getting old. He has a lot of surgeries. Can he defend those takedowns? Can he stop the melee of punches that Khamzat's gonna come with? I don't know, man. Wait. That's
always tough to kind of assess, right? When you say like, can he stop all the? I mean, he had bad knees his whole career. I'm pretty sure, right?
True.
And it's like, well, can he stop the takedown? First off, against Gilbert Burns, the jiu-jitsu ace. Did Khamzat even shoot a takedown? Maybe he took him down in the first. Maybe. I think he took him down in the first. Got back up.
Yeah.
And then that was about it. So we still haven't seen his takedown ability against guys of that upper caliber. Like when it comes to like someone like Khabib, we're never gonna not stop talking about Khabib. When it comes to guys like Khabib took everybody down. So when we got to like your Conor or something, like, can he stop the takedown? Shit, who else? Ain't nobody else stopped it. That's on them. But that was he did it at will. So if this fight was a little different and he took Gilbert Burns down at will, we might could say something a little bit different. The only thing I came off from that fight and thinking was like, this fight is going to be a stand-up battle. Does he outstrike? Does he outstrike not Gilbert Burns, but Usman like he did Gilbert Burns? I don't see Kamaru Usman ever losing. I see him retiring.
I don't see it either. The one thing that I know that Usman has better than Burns is he has power. Gilbert Burns landed a lot of punches to the chin of Khamzat, and I felt like if Usman was in the same situation, Usman would have put Khamzat's lights out. So,
I don't know now, because Gilbert Burns, it ain't like he ain't got no thump.
I ain't never say he ain't got no thump, but there's a lot of fights that I've seen lately, especially with Usman, that when he hits you with a straight jab or actually just a straight jab, he's going to put your lights out. And I've seen him put somebody lights out in the same weight class. So I'm just saying, he has that off switch. He has what people wish they could have. And Khamzat, I don't know. His chin, he put that chin out there to get hit. So
and he took
I don't know. He took a lot of punches, but I don't know if he's going to take a lot from Usman. Because if you get that chin up to Usman like that, he's going to take it and he's going to take you out. You're going to be waking up with Usman's hands been raised. But Khamzat showed a lot in his last performance, man. I feel like he was a little too loose. I feel like he was a little too loosey-goose.
I don't know. I felt you mean when he came out, he's sitting on top of the cage, kind of
when he
having
came
the time
out,
of his life.
He ran a 40 in 4.2 seconds when he came out.
Is he the one that ran and then the photographer was in front of him? She had to run, and my man was like, "Ho!" My man dipping, kept me with the cam when I'm dipping from the cop. Look, hey, now before we move on to the next one, just 100%. Made a welterweight title fight between Kamaru Usman and Khamzat Chimaev exciting.
Yes, for sure.
It's not a foregone conclusion that Usman is going to win, even though I like Usman against anyone of 170 at this point. but it did make it where it was like, oh no, he's not gonna win that. There's no way.
And the other thing about Usman is a man in a division that looks like he should be in another division. Usman looks like he should be fighting at 205. Seriously,
that about 500. I don't know.
I'm just saying though, his body and the amount of body fat that Usman has, and to get down to that weight, he should be fighting at a higher level. And I feel like Kazmat is the same way. I feel like the power's going.
He probably 195. Easy.
Dog, man. It's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a good fight. I feel like it's gonna be a money fight. I feel like it's gonna be one of those fights that people are gonna want to watch, and I feel like it's gonna be worth that $75 that you got to put on the line to actually get to a pay-per-view or watch a pay-per-view.
Wow, you heard it here first. We're gonna be talking about it when they get matched up.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be nice. Hey, man, before we get to the next part of the show, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner, man. Stunt is a habit. Get like us. Habits365.com/trash talk BS for a 10% discount on all apparel. And if it's your logo or anything at the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
myfeetsmelllikebutt@gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made. Let's get into the next part of the show.
My man went out there and he said, y'all keep betting on. Y'all keep betting against Long Island. Everybody in Long Island gonna be rich as fuck. Bruh.
He got backed up.
How about the story created now? And has he officially completed his heel turn? Is this a fun heel turn now? You didn't catch the post fight.
I caught some of it.
I knew it was the heel turn was complete when he said the words, "Hey, shout out to 50 Cent, get me on a new Power series." Y'all already know how good of an actor I am. I said, Lord, that was good. That was good. That was good. And then his mama with that, he still cussing up a storm like, "Mama right there, bro, what you doing?" He like, everybody in Long Island gonna be rich as fuck. Y'all keep betting against me, man. So,
hey, man, that's
5 minutes
how
on
you
the
make
clock.
Money, man. That's how
5
you make
minutes
money.
on the clock. How'd you like this fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I loved it for the simple fact that I counted Aljamain out, man. I counted him out because I saw that Peter Yan was doing some things in the later rounds in the first matchup that Aljamain couldn't get through. And for him to blame his nutrition on the fact that he couldn't last another 2 or 3 rounds, and he was starting to weather to the point where Peter Yan was starting to catch him a little bit more here and there. And the only reason why he won is because of the simple fact that Peter Yan did something crazy, which is knee him in the head while he was down on one knee. I didn't feel like he had a chance in this fight. But the thing that he did do that I wanted him to do, I wanted him to take all the criticism, take it in, and ball it up, and create a monster, and come in and win this fight his way. And I feel like he fought with his head, not his heart. I feel like he didn't fight with emotions. He looked for his takedowns. He looked for his opportunities to get on his back. And he looked for a way to get Peter Yan in a situation where he couldn't get out of it, and he capitalized on it. And I feel like him capitalizing on those situations ended up to him getting that belt right there across his waist. And I loved it. I love the fact that he now is a heel. I love the fact that he now can make some more money by his whole demeanor and how he's changed his whole viewpoint of how he's going to take his whole career. I love the fact that he's actually coming in there to do something and do it the right way, which is be somebody who he's probably not at this point in time. But here's the thing. Aljamain, before the fight, I was like, I don't know. Aljamain after the fight, let's watch him fight again. Let's do it. How'd you feel though?
So the best thing about this fight in particular was the fact that it wouldn't be a fight without controversy.
Oh, no.
So there was controversy leading into this fight, and we get to exit out of the fight with more controversy. A lot of people don't think Sterling won that fight. I believe the round in question was round 1. I don't know how you scored it. I don't know how anyone else scored it. When I was looking at it, I said, "Oh, it's close. Probably a split decision." I can see it going either way. I could care less, how it went, as long as it ain't a total robbery. Like, I know this person won, and then something else happened. So, with that being said, everybody can make the excuse now, like, you didn't win that fight, right? So now we're trying to go back and have a third fight between them when he called out Dillashaw, Pillashaw,
Hey, man.
Needle Shaw. What else he say?
I don't know, but he did a promo that was pretty good, man. He went the Kobe Covington way, man. He went total heel on us, man, because Aljamain has never been that type of person, man. I loved it. And then for him to call out Dillashaw, another controversial fighter, to get in the ring with Dillashaw or get in the cage with Dillashaw, it's going to be great, man, because that's going to put some money out there for that division. Seriously, some money in that division can be made now because there's controversies. There's not only controversy between him and Peter Yan, there's controversy between him and Dillashaw. And I love the fact that there's controversy. Controversy puts butts in the seats and eyes to the TV. That's what I'm saying about that situation.
Man. So we gonna hype up the Dillashaw fight. Then we're gonna hype up the third fight. So we gonna be all right. We got a question. Said he didn't do nothing with all that backpacking. He didn't, but Petr Yan couldn't get up. He couldn't get up at all.
He couldn't even move.
And so, I mean, hey, guard your neck, homie. Good defensive abilities. But when he got on your back, you couldn't get off. He couldn't even turn in. This was wild. And then he said, do you think 2 of 22 takedowns should count for Yan for his defensive abilities or against Aljo for failing so many takedowns? So yeah, he kind of did the thing. But that I think that's how comfortable he is to be in those situations. Like, how comfortable you got to be to just be on your knees, just kind of reaching for somebody to live. You got to be comfortable. Then he like, well, I'm just gonna jump on your back. He's like, well, go ahead then. What you gonna do with it? You ain't gonna do nothing with it. So I mean, I'd say Aljo pretty comfortable with that. You know, I feel like as the champ, yeah, you should sort of set things up a little bit better. I mean, chain wrestles, you know. If he shoots here, he doesn't get it, switch to the high crotch, switch to the double, switch here, all on you, you know, like a little spider monkey. Aljo's is just a little bit different, you know. And a couple of those shots were close, so you got to warrant Petr Yan's defensive abilities with that too. Like, he threw one, it was like a check hook, and he ate the check hook and immediately dropped down to the leg. But wasn't overextended, was able to sprawl. I was like, huh, that's fast. The boys are fast down there at, what is this, 135?
I think, yeah.
135.
Yeah.
So this fight lived up to everything that you would want it to be. And then going out of the fight, you've got so many different storylines that you can talk about.
That's what you want.
He couldn't have done no better.
That's what you want.
He couldn't have done no better with this fight. So he the only thing that would have been better is a finish. I get it. He was on the back twice and couldn't finish. That's fine. But at this point, these people know how to defend off their back. Unless you're Damian Maya, then you're screwed. You know, with that being said, though, the only thing that would have been better was a finish. But everything else came out perfect. A little bit controversy. He said in one of the interviews, he said, I don't know what the judge who scored the one fight for Yan was thinking. I said, Lord, I know people over here with the keyboard like, they got the all caps on all night. He and everybody mouth. He stole the show. We're going to talk about UFC 273 coming back up, but look over there in the, y'all, you can't see me point, but look over there. Nothing about the main event.
Hell no.
Nothing about the main event.
You know why?
Man.
Before we get into that, man, I gotta talk about something though. We talked about something before we got on air. How come, and I gotta ask you this question, how come Aljamain doesn't have any power in them hands?
I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. And they talk about it in boxing too. Like, some people just have that you're out. And some people just kind of like don't.
You got pillows in your knuckles.
And that's such a. I wish there was a way to study this to know, like, you could see in the X-ray, like, oh wow, this guy has knockout power. Or you see in the rest, and it was like, hey man, you should wrestle more. You know, but you would think that Aljamain, when he hits people, it would at least, sting a little bit. I don't think Peter Yan got hurt by anything.
No, maybe the only thing he may have got hurt was feelings when he was sitting on his back for 3 minutes and 2 rounds back to back. That's the only thing I think he hurt. I think he hurt his feelings. That's about it.
He was smiling, boy.
Yeah, buddy. He was smiling in the back, baby. He was like, I got this.
I got his ass again. The great thing about it was in the beginning when he said, all I need to do is get to his back. He got to his back, and my man couldn't do nothing. And then at one point, he was close. And that's why I'm not too mad about, the fact that he didn't finish because he was looking for the finish. He was close when he had Yan flattened out. And he's just raining down punches. So I was like, he not just chilling. And I don't know, man. You excited about a Dillashaw Sterling fight?
I'm more excited now after this controversy than I was before, because Aljamain was low on my list of fighters I would like to watch again after that last or latest performance before this one. The reason why I say that is, and I'll repeat the things I said earlier, the reason why I say it again is because he did not look the part of a champion in his last fight. But after this fight, he looks the part of a champion. The only problem I have is the same problem I have with who we're going to talk about in the next round. He is not that knockout fighter that I would like to see, but he does do some things on the grounds that I love to see. But before we get into the next part of the show, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner, man. Stunt is a habit. Get like us, habits365.com/trash-talk-BS for that 10% discount on all apparel. And if you want your logo or anything in the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
my feet smell like butt at gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made, man. Let's get into the next part of the show, man. UFC 273 kicked off with a bang. Pretty much a bang, and ended with more of a dud than a bang.
I wouldn't say it was a dud. It was just one-sided.
I said more of a dud than a bang.
You want to start at the top and go down? You want to start at the bottom and go up?
We ain't got to start at nothing. The only fight we need to really talk about is the main event fight in UFC 273.
Well, the main event fight, hold on. The Mackenzie Dern Tecia Torres fight was fire too. Hold up,
man. Quickly get into the Mackenzie Dern Tecia Torres. How you feel about the fight? And then we got 4 minutes we're gonna spend on that main event fight. Let's go ahead, get it in.
Look, so that Mackenzie Dern Tecia Torres fight was dope. And I was saying that, she'd try and take her down, she'd get her close to a submission, she wouldn't get it, she wouldn't be able to take her down again, and then Tecia Torres is gonna blitz her to death. And that's kind of the way it played out, except for the fact that Mackenzie Dern, I believe they gave her the first round too, right? So this was a split decision, I believe. I want to say it was a split decision. I don't remember, actually. But when it came down to it, that Kimura was wild.
Nasty. That shit was nasty.
That Kimura was wild. And you saw Tecia, she holding her up. She moved one wrong way. Like, I'm sweating. I'm looking at it on the TV. Not the TV, I'm looking at it on the computer because it's a better viewing experience. I'm looking at it on the computer and I'm sweating. Like, this is intense. Like, this is intense.
She is hanging on that arm. She's hanging on
the arm.
Full body weight.
That viral video that went out, that one girl was in a Kimura, she put it behind, you heard it. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought she was going to get her arm snapped. She gets out of it. I'm like, yo, right out of the frying pan into the fry. She's attacking something else. I'm like, yo, this is wild. They make it out of this. Tecia, she breathing heavy. Mackenzie, she kind of slowed down a little bit. Tecia puts it on at the end. I'm like, bet, this is good. This is a good fight. Mackenzie Dern looks so much better than she has in her past fights. Striking wise.
She did look better standing up.
She's reining it in. She's not as sluggish. She's faster.
She doesn't look as stiff as I thought she looked a lot stiff previously than she was in this fight right here. I thought she looked a lot stiff standing up, and she was just always trying to get to the ground. So I feel like she looked better than expected in this fight.
I ain't even mad. If she gets that better, I know it's on a logarithm scale, but if she gets this better each time, then sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. And it's at strawweight too.
That's a good segue into the main event too, because I feel like Volkanowski. I don't care what his name is. I don't really want to pronounce it.
Put some respect on that man's name.
At least I'm saying
say
a
Khabib
part of his
and see
name.
what happened.
Habib, but
there you go.
At least I'm saying some of his name, because he put on a performance that was one-sided, a legit performance that lets you know who the champion of that division is. But you gotta know one thing though: the Korean Zombie is on the back end of his career. The Korean Zombie is not who he used to be. The Korean Zombie is still the Korean Zombie, because he took a lot of hellacious punches to the head.
Now,
Korean Zombie was not that guy in this fight, and Volky took advantage of that.
now,
So I'm not gonna give him full credit, because his opponent was not in his level on that night.
no, that's unfair. That's unfair. That's an unfair assessment.
On his level,
Through no
night.
fault of his opponent's own, though. I feel like Alexander Volkanovski stepped his game up. He looked fast. He looked snappy. But that's an unfair assessment, saying that the Korean Zombie isn't on his level. Maybe it's a closer fight if Alexander Volkanovski of the last time we saw him fight, shows up.
Yeah, I'm giving Volky all the credit in this fight right here. I
feel like that was some backhanded credit. You really don't like that dude.
I'll be backhanding the shit out of him.
I need to say something, so I'm gonna say it. This could be the last time we hear the Cranberries playing with the Korean Zombie coming out. Back when they all had walkout shirts, Dana White, the president of the company, is walking around with a Korean Zombie walkout shirt because this dude was the truth. This dude got famous, right? With zero hype from anybody. I'm pretty sure he got famous from fighting alone. Who is this guy? That's the Korean Zombie. Huh. This guy's kind of cool. Hey, man, you hear about the dude named Korean Zombie? Yeah, man, I seen that dude. He got to be one of the dudes that was like, you guys are going to like Conor McGregor. Oh, we like Conor McGregor. Nah, it wasn't like that. This man was just the truth. We may not see that dude again. Something got lost in translation with his translator. I don't know what happened there, but I think he didn't say all the stuff that was supposed to be saying. But, yeah. Listen, what Megan said. Stop. His walkout song was a Cranberry. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Nothing in your head. You're not gonna sing with me?
No.
What? You gotta participate when I go off on the monologue.
Well, I participate.
In your head. Okay, listen. Volkanovski, he might have that belt for a while, Bobby. I'm sorry. Does that performance? I got another one for you. Look at me. I'm pointing at you right now. Can Max overcome that type of performance from Alexander Volkanovski?
If Volky
does he stop him?
Continues on the upscale every time he goes to his next opponent, and he continues with his level up, especially with his stand-up game, and the fact that he's looking more for a finish, I don't feel like Max Holloway is on the right end of his career to take that belt back. That is tough for me to say, because I love Max Holloway, and I love the way he fights. I love the way he gets in there. I love his grit. I love his determination. But I just don't see him, as of right now, beating Volky. Now, Volkanovski comes out in his next fight, he looks more of his old self rather than his new self, then I can say, okay, Max got a chance. But as you know, as a champion, you have two ways you can go. Either you can be the same person and somebody comes and they take that belt away from you really quick, or you can turn that switch on and you become the monster that you need to be to continue to have that belt. and I feel like Volky has done it. Usman has done it.
He could be finishing fights.
He
could be finishing fights. He could be a finisher. Bow. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Alexander Volkanowski. Number 1 contender, Max Holloway. Number 2, Brian Ortega. Number 3, Yair Rodriguez. Number 4, Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung. Number 5, Calvin Cater. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Arnold Allen. We're at this point, in order to beat the champ, I believe we're gonna have to see somebody outside of the UFC new.
I think Max Holloway can do it. I feel like I put some money on.
I think we're gonna have to see someone outside new with some kind of meteoric rise.
Max Holloway and Volkanovski has been a close match every single time, man.
Yeah, but Alexander Volkanovski's getting better.
I hate the fact that he beat. I hate the fact he beat Max off of points, man. I fucking hate this.
Wow. 2 cuss words in 1 sentence. You're over your quota, Bob. But look, Brian Ortega had him close. Brian Ortega had him close, but I don't think T-City gets close like that again in a rematch. And T-City's, they probably gonna make T-City have to go through the murderous road to get back up there. Like some people can just win 1 fight and get back up, and then some people's got to go through a.
T-City had him in a damn. Oh, boy.
He had him dead to rights.
T-City had him in two submissions. He had him in 2. He had him in the. He had his head turning. He had his head turning a different color.
He was breathing hard, and then
he was choking on spit.
And then what else was it? Was the they had him in the triangle after that. So Max Holloway is the only person that could do it, because I read down the list. Is anybody else?
No, Max Holloway is the only one that's close enough to do it.
Max Holloway, the only one at featherweight. So look, while we're on this, before we move into this fire that we got coming up on 274, the same thing. Aljamain Sterling, whole different ball game. Let's see, Pioriani beat. I'm throwing up air quotes here. TJ Dillashaw. After that, you got Jose Aldo, Corey Sandhagen, Raw Fong.
No.
Dominic Cruz, Marlon Chito Vera, Song Yudong.
No.
Frankie Edgar. Nah, I didn't mean to say that.
But you know who else is in that division?
Sugar Sean O'Malley, ladies and gentlemen.
Just saying, man.
But here's the thing, though. That's what I was talking about earlier, where like when they get hyped up and then they hit that adversity, right? Do they press the gas pedal, or does it kind of, the verdict's still out as to where Sean O'Malley's gonna go in a fight like that.
If he would have never got injured in that fight, I think we could talk about him at a different light.
What fight?
The one where he broke his I think he broke his ankle or something, or
he's undefeated.
His knee. Oh yeah. No,
he's undefeated. Yeah.
Who was that? He fought that time? Chito Vera? Was it Chito?
No.
He never fought him?
No, he's undefeated. Remember that. Put some respect on that man's name.
Put some respect on his name. I'm sorry.
So Alexander Volkanovski now number 3 on the pound for pound list, above Francis Ngannou and Charles Oliveira. What else you got for this card? Did this card live up to the hype?
It lived up to the hype from fight 4, 3, 2. 1 was not as good as I would want it to be, because Korean Zombie didn't show up the way I wanted him to show up. The Korean Zombie, I thought he was going to do some of that Korean Zombie stuff that he done in the past, where he was going to eat a lot of punches and then come back and do something crazy.
He ate them.
But he just ate the punches. He didn't come back crazy. So for the most part, I feel like this card lived up to the hype. But that's another good segue into the next part of the show, man. Before we get into the next part of the show, man, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner, man. Stunt is a habit. Get like us. Habits365.com/trash talk BS for that 10% discount on all apparel. If you want your logo or anything at the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
myfeetsmelllikebutt@gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made, man. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you right now.
Hey.
UFC 274 is going to be a banger.
It's going to be some smoke in the ceiling.
The reason why I said that the fight of the year has not happened, because there are 2 fights on this card right here that could be considered fight of the year. And I'm putting it out there right now.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
The first one I said, or I will say, can be fight of the year is Oliveira versus Gaethje.
Wow.
The second one that I think may be the fight of the year, because I feel like this opponent has something to prove, is Michael
Donald
Chandler
Cerrone. Say what?
versus Tony Ferguson. Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. I feel like Tony has something to prove. Tony wants to be on top. Tony has been counted out for the last 2 years. Tony has looked bad against, who was it? Gaethje. I felt like Gaethje took his soul.
That was it, though.
I feel like Gaethje took his soul in that last fight. And I feel like Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler is going to be fight of the year, just like Gaethje and Chandler was in their previous fight. I'm telling you right now, put it down in the books. This card right here, you need to buy it because it's going to be a slug fest.
No, there was another one, Beneil Dariush. Yeah. So, yeah, he lost that. He lost to Gaethje. Then he lost to Oliveira. Then he lost to Beneil Dariush.
Yeah.
So 3 fights scared. All right. Listen to me. Listen to me. This card has a lot of like other things about it too. So you got Shogun versus Ovin St. Preux. That's the rematch with the meme where he hit him and they threw the skateboard out. You know what I'm talking? You don't remember that one? He hit him, he threw the skateboard out, he slipped up under it. So you got that fight. You got Donald Cerrone versus Joe Lozon. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I really love their names. I really love their careers. Where they're at right now, I feel like it's a good matchup for where they both are. I'm gonna watch it. I'm there. But Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson, we're there. And Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparra.
Man.
Listen to me when I tell you this. Look,
that's some bad.
They keep putting they keep putting her in these fights, right? And are we gonna count out Thug Rose again, the champion, against Carla Esparra? But listen, but you have to remember the beatdown that she took at the end of the Ultimate Fighter when Rose went out there and was choking everybody. When Dana White was like, yo, we might have the next Ronda Rousey on our hands. And then when she went out there and the Cookie Monster, she did the thing where she was standing on the cage and kind of chilling like, damn, y'all gonna start this fight or something? And then with the work. So now you looking at this fight where I'm looking at, Rose, where we counted her out and boom, she knocks out she didn't knock out Jacek, but dropped her and, taps the strikes. But there's a lot going on with that fight too in the co-main event. And we just gonna sleep on that because we got Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson. And if we might get a great fight out of Rose and Carla, and then we can be like, I hope we do this thing where we go, oh man,
we got another
one. And they bring out Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje, and they gonna do the damn thing.
This is like a 50 Cent CD back in the 90s.
Yeah, like, oh, Wankster was hot. And then in the club, come on, you like, yo.
At the banger.
In the club, come on, you like, yo. And that's Rose. And then after that, they hit you with that mini man. Many. You like, I ain't even know that. This is fire. Look, I'm going to hype this card up, and I hope it lives up to everything that it's got.
Man, I hope
this
so
might
too.
This might be a very well put together card that does not include O'Connor, Jan Jones, or anything like that.
And when the hell is John Jones gonna come back, man?
John Jones ain't coming back. Y'all better get that in your mind. John Jones, he priced himself out of coming back for a reason. I don't think John Jones coming back. He not coming back to heavyweight. He not. I'm sorry, he not. And if he come back to heavyweight, somebody gonna knock him out anyway.
So do you feel that John Jones is gaining all that weight because he wanted to, and he got tired of losing weight?
John Jones living his best life. John Jones living his
over
best
there
life.
eating steak, he eating ribs, he eating mashed potatoes, he eating everything he want to eat because he's saying he gonna come be a heavyweight.
He gonna come be a heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Look,
that boy they eating good.
I don't know. John Jones may come back. I don't really care if that makes sense.
He's not really must see TV.
I feel like we've left that behind. I like when Anderson Silva came back, we all wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, now that it's been such a long time, when John Jones comes back, we're like, oh, well, you know, it's a card. We're going to talk about it.
The longer he stays out, the less we want to see him. So if he wants to make some money, he needs to come and fight pretty soon, maybe this summer, in order to get back in the light.
How about this? John Jones, who we're just going to say undefeated because of that one elbow rule. Undefeated. Comes back to fight, and we're like, all right, cool. Or Conor McGregor comes back, who's on, how many he lost now? 7, 8, 15? 15 fight losing streak.
It don't even matter.
And I bet it still get more buzz than John Jones. Unless John Jones gets the dance partner that we want, and that is Francis Ngannou.
I think Francis knocks him out, man. I think Francis is not going. Hey, but look, though, we got to get into the next part of the show, man. But before we get into the next part of the show, we got to talk about what's in the bottom right corner. Stunts a habit. Get like us. Habits365.com/trash-talk-BS for that 10% discount on all apparel. If we want your logo or anything in the bottom right corner, all you got to do is hit us up at
My feet smell like butt at gmail.com.
Hey, man, greatest email account ever made. In other news, man, we got to talk about something that's coming up in the month of May, man. I know that...
I got to apologize.
What you got to apologize for?
I have to apologize to the BKFC. Do you remember when we did the show a couple weeks ago? I know you guys remember because y'all tune in every week. But you remember we did a show a couple weeks ago, and we looked at the fight that got put together, the championship fight, and then we were looking at this fight, and we was like, what's Bret Hart going to do? They ain't got nothing for Bret Hart, right? She just gonna get lost in the mix. BKFC tuned in to the show. Shout out to Dickman Dickelheimer III. They tuned into the show and they said, I'll see your bullshit and we gonna raise you this. Look. Shit, I'm there.
I'm in here.
BKFC just keeps doing it.
I mean, they keep finding, man. They keep finding matchups that make sense. They keep finding situations that allow viewers to tune in. They keep finding things that allows them to stay on the map, man. And Bret Hart, even though she lost, she still has a name for herself. And for her to fight in Omaha on May 13, man, I'm tuning in. I'm tuning in. But think of it like this too. You got to look at the fact that, you know, Bret Hart, who before BKFC, we didn't know who Bret Hart was, right? Rowdy Beck Rollins. We know Beck Rollins. You know, she comes out, she does a thing. Now you've got a fight that is like, oh shit. Okay, cool. It's the rematch. Okay, cool. Everything cool and copacetic. Beck Rollins comes out, wins that fight, right back in the mix. Now we're like, oh, does Beck fight Taylor? Does Beck fight for the title? Does Beck do this, do that? I'm like, damn. They might just have a more intriguing women's division than the UFC's featherweight, the UFC's... No, because Nunez lost. So now... No, it's still more intriguing, though.
It is. There's so much stuff that can play out.
Because when you think about Nunez losing, it's one of those fights where you think it's a fluke. You feel like Nunez didn't come prepared to fight that fight. You felt like Nunez was coming in just to get that dub because she was coming off a string of victories and she didn't think anybody could beat her. So it's just that mind over matter thing. It's your mind telling you something different than what you actually need to be doing. So I feel like the divisions, especially in the UFC, are a lot different than the featherweight division in the BKFC. The biggest reason is you have champions who cannot or who seem to cannot be beat in the UFC. But in the BKFC, you have a division that you don't know who's going to win. Anybody can win.
Anybody. Look, check this out. I'm going to read this off to you. Now, I'll know. I don't know if you'll know it. I'm looking up the UFC rankings of the bantamweight division. Watch this. 8 spaces. Let's go to the flyweight. No. Let's do the bantamweight. I'm gonna read off 8 spaces. Tell me if you know them. All right. Banner Nunez.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Juliana Pena. They do the thing where they put number 1 as the number 1 contender. Whatever. Juliana Pena. That's 1. Banner Nunez.
Yeah.
Holly Holm.
Yeah.
Irene Aldana.
Who the hell? Yeah.
So you don't know who that is. Aspen Ladd.
I know Aspen.
You know Aspen.
She the
Caitlin
one that got
Fiera.
yelled at and went out and knocked that bitch out.
She lost this past fight to Rocky.
Oh shit.
You didn't even know she fought.
Nope.
Caitlin Vieira.
I don't know who she is.
Don't know her. Yana Kunitskaya.
All right, that name
You
sounds
don't know
familiar.
her. You don't know her. And
I
then,
like the name though.
Yeah, though she fought at 145. I'm pretty sure she fought for the belt. I'm pretty sure she fought Cyborg at 145. Well, Raquel Pennington. Know her. Okay?
No.
You know Raquel Pennington. Rocky. Tecia Torres is. No, okay. Moving along. But you take that top 8, and then I move over to the 125 division for BKFC. Christine Ferreira.
I know
her. Bretton Hart.
Yeah.
Taylor Starling.
Yeah.
Jenny Savage.
Yeah.
Sheena Starr.
Yeah.
Delaney Owen, but she was at 115 coming up to 125. I followed her. I know her. So, okay, that's 1 you don't know. Paige Van Zant, number 7.
Yeah.
Clarissa Sagala.
Yeah.
So, how do we know down to number 8
You
of
right.
the 125 women's division, but we don't in the UFC? You like Yana Kunitskaya? Who's that? That's wild. That
is wild.
BKFC out here doing big man shit.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
You got the lightweight division is good. Of course, Artem Lobov is still ranked in that one, so I don't know about this. Maybe we should find a better. No, they say official rankings for the BKFC. Whatever. We're gonna go with it.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Bravo,
for
guys.
this division. I'm excited when they mix this competitive division with the other men divisions that they have within the BKFC. I'm excited for the fact that BKFC is not only on the map, but they're putting together shows that are legit shows. They're not putting together these made up shows that really are just for clickbait. They're putting shows together that actually put fans in the seats and put eyes to the TV, man. I enjoy the BKFC for a reason, and one reason alone is that you're gonna see some finishes. That's the biggest reason why I enjoy the BKFC.
Knuckle up.
Told up fucking line.
Let's what did he say?
It's time.
It's time to knuckle up. Hey.
I would have sued his ass.
He said, hey, Bruce said, keep my words out your fucking mouth. I swear to God. Hey, they said, the number 1 contender says Sheena Starr is in prison for vehicular manslaughter. So we're not going to see her. Just kidding. We'll call it Sad My Day. Anyway, what else you got on this May 13th? I don't know how the rest of the card is going to play out, but if they were smart, they'd build it like they do those Knucklemania cards.
True.
And put a couple of those fights up there so that we can see all of it.
There's still a little birdie out there saying that Taylor Starling is going to get that fight to
with
the opportunity for the belt. She's going to get that opportunity for the belt. I'd love to see that. And then this is another opportunity for Bretton Hart to get her name back on the map, to be the number 1 contender, and then we can possibly see that Bretton Hart versus Taylor Starling fight that we all would like to see, because those are 2 friends maybe turn foes, or 2 friends getting in there to go ahead and knuckle up, toe the line, and let's see who the best among the best is. And I feel like BKFC may have something in the books or in the works. If it works out like it's supposed to, Bretton Hart is a person that can put some butts in the seat. Taylor Starling is a person that can put some butts in the seat. If you get those 2 on the same car, you can make some money. So BKFC is probably hoping for Bretton Hart to go ahead and get this dub, and probably hoping for Taylor Starling to get that dub as well too. Hey, it is what it is, man. It's always intriguing though. You got anything else, myself?
That's all I got today.
All right, man.
All I know is Megan said there's Adele over there. Boom. That's how we do it. Dickmon Dickelheimer III said, rumor is Taylor might fight Rachel Ostovich. Is she coming back? She wasn't on it because she could remember when she did it. She was like, it was fun, but I might go chill. If she coming back, look at
Rachel
that. Throw it back in there.
Rachel didn't look too excited when her face was puffy after that.
She said they punching him up with their actual fist.
Yeah,
that
she
shit
did not
wild.
look too excited when after that Paige Van Sant fight, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
She looked at herself in the mirror. Was like, oh, I can't sell these pictures.
She said, look, no, they punching with fist fit, and it still went out there and did work, son.
Did work.
So, look, it's been real.
It's always real, man.
It's been good.
It's been good tonight.
But it ain't been real good.
I ain't never that.
Hey, look. We gonna catch y'all the next time we can't stay so long.
I holla.
Peace.